and welcome to a very special episode of the 3 J's in That Guy's Kitchen. Today I will be joined with Jada and Jill. Today I'm at the Kaplan Family Hospice House, and at this house they take care of patients who are dying and want to spend their last days or weeks in a nice facility where people are taking care of them. But today, I'm going to look on the brighter side and make cheesecakes for all the patients and visitors.
My name is Jill Olson. I'm the chef here at the Kaplan House, and I'm fortunate enough to have a guest today to help me present what we call a courtesy cart that goes out in the afternoons for patients and their families, and today we're going to have cheesecake. So I hope you enjoy it.
So let's get started. Jada is going to be making graham cracker bottom, and what do you have in that?
So far in here I have graham crackers and sugar.
So what are you going to do to add to that?
So for right here, now I have to mix it.
And while she's mixing, in this bowl I have 16 ounces of cream cheese, a cup of powdered sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla. So I'm just going to mix this.
And I have a cup and a half of graham crackers and 2 tablespoons of sugar in here. And after it is all mixed, you make a hole.
It bogs
And
down.
in this bowl I have butter. And after you make a
I don't
hole
know.
in the middle of the graham crackers and sugar, you pour all the butter in
So it gets
and stir it.
So I'm just going to mix this so it's all combined together and smooth. Now I'm going to take something and get the bottom so it can all keep getting together. So I'm just going to scrape it so all the powdered sugar on the bottom will come up. So when mixing again, it would all get combined. And when mixing, to get off some of it that's on the paddle so it can continue to combine. That looks nice and combined. I'm going to take it off and take off this paddle. I'm going to get some assistance for Jill to take off the paddle for me.
go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Now I'm going to move this back to my little station. How's it going with the crust?
I think it needs more butter.
Okay.
So I'm going to get assistance from Jill. And she's going to melt some more butter for me.
So I'm going to take off this cream cheese from the paddle. Just hold it for a second. And I'm going to add in a cup of heavy whipping cream and half a cup of sour cream.
And now I'm going to put in some more butter. So again, even after you mix it, you can still make another hole and just put the butter in again.
So now I'm going to go back to my mixer and continue to mix.
And in the beginning, I put 6 tablespoons of
Knock it
butter.
down.
If you need, you can add more like I need. And then you just keep stirring it.
I'm just going to continue stirring until it's all combined and nice and creamy.
And you will know when it's done, when it's not all coming apart and it stays together.
I'm going to check on it. Take the mixture off the paddle. And use this to make sure it's all off the sides so everything's nice and combined. It looks done to me. Jill, can I have help with this, please?
right consistency that you want for your finished product.
Yes.
So you want to scrape off your mixer. Get all the good stuff off.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks delicious. So this is a good recipe because it doesn't have a lot of ingredients in it.
Yeah, you don't need to use the oven.
Excellent. So you can have it in the summer.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let me bring this back. So Jada, do you want to start putting your crust on the bottom of these? Here, I'll help. Just take a little, put it, and now I'm just going to press it down on the bottom. This crust looks so delicious and buttery. Good job, Jada.
And then and after you put it in, you can just use your fingers to press it down.
And when making this cream cheese filling, you didn't have to use that big fancy mixer. You could just do it with a whisk and keep whisking it with your hands. That's how I did it the first time I made it. Here, you can continue filling these, and I'm going to put in some filling. I'm going to take a good amount, put it right on top of that crust. Maybe a little bit more. And take my spatula and continue just flattening it, making sure it's all over evenly. And now I'm going to continue doing this until both mixtures are all gone. After the mixtures are gone, you can put these into the fridge for at least 4 hours. But you can certainly do it overnight. Hi, I'm Chef Janie.
Hi, Nate Lampkin. I'm the Director of Bereavement Services and Program Development at Care Dimensions.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Thanks for having me on your show.
You're welcome. So I have some questions about hospice and what you do.
Okay, absolutely.
So what's hospice all about?
Well, it's funny that you're asking that question here because we're in the Kaplan Family Hospice House, which is a place that people can come to when they're very sick and near the end of their lives. But what we often tell people is hospice isn't a place, it's a way of caring for people. So we have nurses and social workers and spiritual care folks and aides who come and help families take care of somebody they love who's very, very sick and nearing the end of their life.
So I heard you also care for kids. What are some things that you do for kids?
Yeah, that's one of the hardest things that we deal with. Our spiritual care director, Rona Tyndall, likes to say that it's so hard to deal with situations in pediatric hospice because how do you fix the worst thing in the world? That sometimes, rarely, but sometimes kids get so sick that they can't be cured. So we do a lot of the same things for the pediatric patients that we do for the adults, but there's a lot of extra attention given to the moms and the dads and the grandparents and brothers and sisters because it's just such a hard thing to go through.
So all that stuff sounds so sad. What do you do with all that sadness?
Yeah, we get asked that question a lot, and certainly when you're dealing with death and loss, it can be really sad, but not everything we do is really grim and sad all the time. For example, we have a program that we've been doing this summer, it'll be 15 years, called Camp Stepping Stones, and that's for kids and teens and their families. And for kids who have had any kind of a loss, whether it's a parent or a grandparent or a friend or anyone close to them, but it's not what you might think. Sometimes people say, oh, a grief camp, I'm just going to go and hang out with a bunch of people crying all day. It really is very much like a day camp summer experience. We have sports and games and arts and crafts and music, and we have different activities for the teens because obviously they don't want to do the same things that the little kids are doing. And it's less about sitting around talking about it and more about making connections with other kids who have also lost someone. Because a lot of times when kids have lost someone really close to them, like we have a lot of kids that we've met whose parents were on hospice, and they go to school and they feel like everybody sees them as the kid whose mom died. And that can make them feel really alone and different, and nobody likes to feel that way. Then they come to camp and there's 50, 60 other kids who have all been through the same thing. So yes, it's about expressing grief, but it's really more about friendship and fun and making connections. And then their parents or grandparents or the grown-ups who take care of them can make friends with other grown-ups and learn some skills about how to help their kids grow up and deal okay with their grief.
That sounds like a great camp. So one of my friends, her grandfather just passed away. What are some things I can say to her? Because I don't know what to say.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. We get asked that question a lot, and I think people get really nervous because when we're around people who are really sad, sometimes you don't know what to say and you don't know what to do. So the first thing I would tell you is don't get so nervous or hung up about finding the right words. Probably what your friend most needs is somebody to listen to her. So you might go up to her and say, I'm really sorry to hear about your grandmother, that's really sad. And then hear what she has to say. And she might get tearful and she might want to talk to you a little bit. And really the best thing that you can do is listen to her and let her know that you are going to be there for her and that you're still her friend.
Thank you for the great advice.
You're welcome.
Now, with your leftover heavy whipping cream that you put in your cream cheese filling, you can make whipped cream. So I'm just gonna really use my muscles and continue to whip this till it comes to a nice whipped cream. Now that it's nice and really whipped, I'm just going to put it into this pastry bag so I can really present mine really nice.
And in the whipped cream, all you have to put in is a little bit of sugar and a little bit of vanilla, and then you just mix it around. So that's all you have to put in the whipped cream.
Can you put this away for me, please? Now I'm just going to put all my whipped cream into my pastry bag so I can really make this look nice and pretty when giving it to patients and visitors. There, I took it all and put it in my pastry bag. Now I'm just going to move it down. Ooh, there, I know it's down now. So now I'm just going to take one of my cups. And to put on top, I can put some nice fresh strawberries and cut it in to strips so I can fan it after, tucking my fingers when cutting. Now for this one, I'm going to put some caramel on it. So I'm going to put a nice drizzle of caramel and some whipped cream on top. And that's one. And then for a different one, I can take strawberries on top of my whipped cream and just fan it out. Or put it two on the side. Two different options, and then you can put whatever you want on your cheesecake. And there you have it, 2 delicious cheesecakes.
All right, well they look beautiful and I'm sure it'll be a really good treat. So at about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, usually we wheel the courtesy card out and have a little beverage on there, a little sweet. And today's sweet is your sweet. So I'll put these on, and we have our first people are over on the couch, so you want to wheel it by?
Hi, would you like a cheesecake?
I would love one, thank you.
Would you like a caramel one or a strawberry one?
Ooh, I'll do a caramel, please.
Okay.
You made these?
Yes,
Wow.
and they were so easy.
It was so easy. It looks gorgeous.
They're no non-baked cheesecakes.
Wow.
Would you like strawberry or caramel?
I think I'll have to go with strawberry.
Okay.
Wonderful. Wow, it's beautiful.
Enjoy.
Thank you.
So much.
Great. It's perfect.
Thank you.
One of the best I've ever had.
Thank you. And thank you, Jill, for allowing me and Jada to cook with you today in your kitchen at the Kaplan house.
You're welcome, but I understand you have a team for the Kaplan family.
Yes, Jada.
And if you want to support Kid Dimensions, then join me and Janie at the Kid Dimensions Walk for Hospice.
We will have our own team. That will be in the fall. Thank you for joining us.